You mentioned cortisol is kind of priority number one for the body. And is that a reflection of the fact that our bodies are hardwired still to this day the same way they were when we first walked the earth, which is basically just survival, fight or flight, and shut everything else down if that's the case? And if that's the case, then obviously stress is a big contributor to a lot of this stuff. And I know you're a big fan of yoga, and can you talk a little bit about that whole kind of relationship between cortisol, stress, and everything else, and how to really kind of calm everything down a little bit more?
Yeah, totally. You know, I think just as you described, I think that the way we were anciently wired is totally out of sync with our modern lives. Mm-hmm. You know, our alert system was designed for tigers, for famine, and not for a cell phone that, you know, goes off frequently, or text messages that ding you all day long, or you know, being a helicopter parent and kind of freaked out about your kid being at school and what's going to happen. So I feel like we've got this mismatch between the way that our system is designed, which is basically fight or flight or freeze, and to respond to a problem. So, you know, when you were on the savannah and you saw a tiger, you would raise your cortisol so that you could send blood flow to your muscles so that you could run or fight. Mm-hmm. And it would raise your blood sugar so that you would have the fuel to be able to fight or run. And now that doesn't work very well, right? Like, I've got a little crisis on the side happening today with my sister. And I've gotten so many text messages today, I can't even tell you. And you can kind of feel how I'm a little hyped up. Like, I can feel my cortisol's a bit high today. And so we have to actively kind of unravel that ancient wiring. Now, for women, it's kind of interesting because we've got this hyper-responsive, hypersensitive system for threat. You know, we're always looking for it, especially in our relationships and our connections, and sussing it out and trying to talk about it. And so we have to figure out, okay, what's the best way for me to actively hit that pause button? Now, I'm a huge fan of yoga. It just happens to be the thing that really works for me. It doesn't work all the time. You know, I'm a busy mom. I travel a lot. I can't always do my yoga practice in the morning for 90 minutes the way that I probably need. So I have other things I do. You know, I do meditation. I love Headspace. It's an app on the iPhone that I absolutely love.
That's awesome.
I do visualizations. You know, there's so many free ones that you can do that are available on your smartphone. Turn that damn smartphone, instead of having it like trigger your fight or flight all the time, make it trigger your parasympathetic nervous system. That's what we need. We need to create this balance between these two halves.